Welcome, everyone. My name is Richard Evans. Welcome to AME's 2SL Lean Tour Series of 2025. If you're not familiar with us, we go and visit some incredible lean leaders from around the world, and we've got an absolutely fantastic lineup today as well. Remember, we met Jeff at Traffic Safety Supply Company. We met Austin at Husky Building Supply. And we met Guy at Oryx. And then last month, Pankaj over in New Delhi, India. And today is no different. We're going to visit a wonderful, wonderful world-class leader. And he's not too far from me in Canada. I live in Toronto, Canada, and we're going to Richmond, British Columbia. Now, unfortunately, today we don't have Paul. Paul is in Japan. He's on his study missions, but he's really sending everybody a thank you for joining. And he's just actually released his video audio book. If you haven't seen it, you've got to go watch it. It's an incredible learning tool. So today we've got a special guest host with us today, Alex Ramirez. Alex, you'll all remember from Valorec and the 2SL Lean Roundtable series. Alex is Mr. 1B in Paul's eyes, so 1 in a billion. And today we've got Sam from Richmond, British Columbia, who owns D3 Custom Cabinets, and Sam's going to share his vision and his goals with us today. So Alex.
Hi everyone, big welcome to the D3 Custom Cabinet AME Tour. I'm really excited that you're all here. My name is Sam Jackson and I'm the owner of D3 Custom Cabinets. Before we begin, I wanted to say a big thank you to the whole AME team, Paul especially, and Richard and the whole gang. It's been a real honor watching these tours over the last couple of years, and I've got so much inspiration, both myself and my team, so much inspiration from the other tours that you have done. And I'm just thrilled and honored that I'm able to present here today. Thanks so much. So D3 Custom Cabinets is a family business. My dad started the company in 1978 when he immigrated to Canada. We make custom cabinetry that we sell exclusively to other businesses, and we sell all of this through a customizable e-commerce platform. So dealers get to log in and select what size of cabinetry they want, and it prices it all in real time. And that in itself is a pretty lean sales tool that we have. But yes, we produce custom cabinetry, custom millwork. At D3 Custom Cabinets, we have a team of about 18 people, and we produce our cabinets here in our 15,000 square foot facility in Richmond, BC, Canada. If there's two key takeaways that I'd like to showcase today, one would be the flow. The flow of our product through our factory is pretty unique. Cabinetry really lends itself to batch production, but through implementation of lean over the last couple of years, we've gotten really as close to one-piece flow as we can. Obviously, there's always room for improvement, but I think we've done a really excellent job. I'd also like to highlight the respect for humans and people that we have in our team. We don't have bells or buzzers. We run a flexible schedule. We have an awesome culture, and I'm really excited to share it with you today. I want to take a moment and talk about D3's lean journey so far. It began, as many of you do, with 2SL Lean and Paul's inspirational fast cap tours. I saw that in 2021, and it was kind of like getting hit by lightning. I loved it immediately. I read the book 4 times in one weekend just to try and absorb it all, and I was so excited. This was the thing that was going to change my company. We were going to be saved. I loved it. I sat everyone down Monday morning. I got my leadership team together and I said, guys, I have found the way. We're all going to read this book. And we're going to do exactly what it says. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to solve everything. The next day, my foreman of 10 years quit. So it was a lesson in humility. It was and the next 12 months after that was a lesson in pushing versus pull. I was so excited about doing lean. I was forcing it down my team's throat. I was dictating from on high, do lean, memorize the wastes. And spoiler alert for many of you out there, it doesn't work like that. It was lean version 1.0 for D3 was a failure. I had very low engagement. I felt like I was personally trying to carry the weight of the entire organization. What really changed for me was, and I have to thank Tom Hughes specifically for this, but his book, Improvement Starts With I, was the turning point for me when I realized it wasn't about, because I think doing a process really efficiently is really cool, I want to do it. I wasn't able to translate that to the team initially. I read Improvement Starts With I, and I realized, man, I've been doing this all wrong. It's not about the coolness of lean, although that's a big part of it. It's about engagement. It's about the team. It's about holding the team accountable in a constructive way, and really forced me as a lean leader to look inside and go, oh, am I actually leading by example? Am I removing barriers for entry for my team, or am I throwing up all these roadblocks that they feel they have to comply with? So I had to take a moment. I had to put a bit of a pause on things for a few months, reassess, and now I think we're on the right path. I'm spending a lot more time coaching. I'm spending a lot more time in smaller groups, engaged with my team. I spend a lot more time on the factory floor, in the Gemba, seeing it, experiencing it, helping them with improvements. And that's also been really important for my personal growth too. What I've realized with Lean version 2.0 in D3 is that it needs a different approach. I was pushing lean, now I need to pull lean. I need to show the team what I expect. I need to be there with them, eliminating barriers to entry. I need to get them what they need. And even if I think, hey, man, this is not a good tool, or I don't think this is gonna quite work, I'll pay for those things. The fact that they are engaged and they want to learn, they want to take the risk on a $500 what's it that might make their job better, the fact that they want that is something I need to really encourage. Even if I think, hey, maybe this isn't the best idea, if I shut that down in any way or I don't support them in that, it's very easy for them to return back to the way they were and just go, yes, boss, whatever you need, boss. And I like to think that I've done a really good job at that over the last couple of years, really trying to grow the team, foster them, and make sure that they understand that I'm going to support them in all things. I'd also say one of the key things that my key takeaways of the journey so far is don't be afraid of change. What we're going to show you in the factory today is version 7 of the factory. So I have quite literally moved every single piece of equipment in my factory 7 times just to get it tuned, to dial it in a little bit more, to get it 6 inches closer to another thing. It's worth it. It's worth every penny of doing that, because the wasted motion and the benefits that you gain from eliminating that wasted motion, you gain every single day for the rest of time.
So we've seen huge benefits of reorganizing our plant. Over the 3 years that we've done lean, we went from an average a day of around 10 cabinets up to between 30 and 40 cabinets a day. With actually less staff. So definitely huge benefits that we've seen to our business as a whole.
So don't be afraid of change. Don't be stubborn about it. Move the equipment. Yes, it's expensive, but do it. The final takeaway from my journey so far is be on the Gemba more. Work with a team. I would love it. My office could be down there right amongst them. But as you'll see, our space is really quite small, and also down there in the factory, it's quite loud. So I don't have the opportunity, unfortunately, to make phone calls or conduct business right down there. But I try and spend at least an hour to an hour and a half per day while the team's doing improvements, just being down there, being available, checking in with them, seeing what they need, seeing how I can help. I'm not really guiding them. I'm not forcing them to do something. But hey, if you're around, I'm around, and you need help, I'm there. So That's really important, I've found, is more time on the Gemba as the team leader. I'd really like to show you what we've done downstairs in the factory. It's a journey. I recognize that, some days I wake up and go, man, compared to these other AME guys or the other guys doing lean or the other cabinet shops doing lean, we're nothing. We're terrible at this. And then when I give a tour or something and I bring a client in and they go, wow, I've never seen a shop so organized. So, if I can give you another takeaway to the people just getting started with lean, it's a journey. It's going to go up and down. You're going to have low days, but the high days, the heights vastly outweigh the valleys of lean. So I would say if you're having a low period, if you're in a bit of a slump, just remember it's about tenacity, it's about consistency. You got to keep going. And as a leader, you have to remove barriers to entry for your team. You got to be consistent and you got to show people what done is. Explain to them through your actions what we are all trying to do here. So before we get into the factory, I want to showcase our lean library. Every time I read a book or listen to a book, if I think it's going to be something that the rest of the team can learn from, I usually buy 1 or 2 copies. With the exception of 2-second lean, Paul, I buy that in bulk. But all of the knowledge that I have and all of the stuff that I've gained has been from you guys in the lean community and some of the books that some of you have written. So important to kind of share that with others. So I like to have it right here accessible for the team. Speaking of the team, here we are. So we're 17 people. We put this up initially during COVID because I had hired some of these people during COVID, and with them face masks, I hadn't actually seen their smiles, seen their faces in literally years. So to have a nice reminder of who we all are is really great. It's kind of evolved a little bit into certifications. So blue dots mean we have forklift certification. Red dot means we're first aid certified. And I've got some cool plans to include lean certifications in here too. We're a family company, so we also have our pets here, the wall of pets. So we like to see that every day to remind us, some of us, why we're earning a wage so we can support our animals. So next to our lean library, we have our lean cave. So this is where we have all of the tools and equipment that my team needs when they're doing improvements. We've got a 3D printer in there. We've got all kinds of things for repairing equipment, rope, chains, zip ties, floor tape, everything that the team's going to need to let their creativity flow when they're doing improvements. It's a bit of a work in progress. We don't have our Kanbans yet sorted out for this, but I'm really happy with the progress we've made. So here we are in the shop. This is version 7 of our factory, which means I've moved all of these machines around 7 times to get to where we are. Before we implemented lean, we had a lot of carts in between different machines and different work cells. I've had a bit of a war on carts. I've said to my team, I don't want as few carts as possible. So I'm going to hand it over to Diego to explain how our U-shaped cell works and how we're able to produce parts without any carts at all.
Hi, my name is Diego. I'm working on D3 for 8 years, and the last 3 years I've been CNC operator. So being working for a lean company is something new. At the beginning it was a little bit hard to understand what we need to do, but then it gets easier when you see other people showing examples. It's nice also because you can bring out new ideas that sometimes sound a little bit crazy ideas, but we try it and we see it works sometimes, yes, sometimes not. And we share with everybody and we share with you. I want to show you the U-shaped cell that we have for cutting and dowel and edge our cabinet. So as soon the parts came cut and clean from the CNC, just right beside I have the dowel machine. Right here is the edge bender. We will do the edges. It will come back through these conveyor belts, and then we're gonna send it to the builders. The idea of this small machine setup is because we try to not work a lot with parts on carts. So it goes from one machine right away to the next one and to the next one. That helps the production. It keeps it clean, simple, and it's great.
So after the components go through the U-shaped cell that Diego runs, they come on here to our buffer. So this roller line is 1 day's worth of work for the assembly departments. We like to keep it really lean. We don't overproduce. So if the buffer is full, if there's no more room on this roller, we stop the machines, we stop production, and we work to clear the rollers. Everything that we do, we're never going to get away from waste, but we try and eliminate it as much as we possibly can. One of the non-value added things we used to do was reading our cabinet labels all the time. What we've done now is we've implemented a system with barcodes that allows us to automatically sort our components. So we can have a complete random stack. It's hard to do a one-piece flow off a CNC machine, but we can do a random stack now, and then we can spend as little time as possible organizing these parts. So the LED system here allows for the racks to light up as the barcode is scanned, so that we can quickly and easily identify which cabinet slot the part component belongs in. And we're also defecting it, we're checking it, we're looking at it, inspecting every part before it goes into the rack to ensure we're passing no defects on to the next person in line. That, of course, eliminates any non-value added, or as much as possible, eliminates the non-value added process. So on the other side of the sorting rack, the LEDs are green for each slot. That means the cabinets are fully complete. All the components, all the sub-assemblies are there and ready to assemble. So from that, the operator's not struggling trying to find if we're missing a cabinet top or cabinet bottom. They're wasting no time looking for parts that might be missing or damaged. From there, we can quickly pull out the cabinet, lay it on our assembly bench here. We've got all of our tools on counterbalance right where they need to be. This is a glue inserter, so we get the exact right amount of dosing in our dowel holes. When the operator's done, it gets out of the way, but it's still convenient to reach. When the cabinet's fully assembled, we simply slide it over here into our clamp. And after that, we have all of our tools that we're going to need, all of our processes here for how to assemble using Gemba docs. And this is one of my personal favorite improvements. We can see on the back of each drill what the drill bit actually is. So here we've got a number 2 Robertson, a number 1, and we've got a countersink here. And then on to the next stage of the process. So this might not seem like a lean improvement, but I assure you it is. This is our drawer highway. So this is a direct connection between the work cell on the other side and our drawer assembly area here. This came about, funnily enough, by a conversation I had on the weekend with one of my awesome team. We were trying to figure out how to get these big sorting carts over here, these big sorting carts back and forth from our drawer area to our from our CNC and our edge bander into here. And he jokingly said, well, wouldn't it be great if there was just a hole in the wall? And I went, ha ha ha, that's an awesome idea. And then we punched a hole in the wall. We've got a 12-foot conveyor going through. It holds 2 projects worth of drawers, so a nice buffer. And on the top here, we have a slot for recuts. So any parts that are damaged, the operators aren't having to search through this pile. They can grab it right from the top there. So lean practitioners, think outside the box, literally punch holes in walls when necessary. Only when necessary. So here we are in our final assembly area. Cabinets come through on these roller conveyors after they're being in the clamp. Then they travel down these rollers down the center here. To each side, directly next to the conveyors, we have our drawer assembly areas. So we've got one kind of drawer that we do on this side, and another kind of drawer that we do on that side over there. The cool thing is, this used to be done, our drawer assembly used to be done in another area of the factory. We used to pre-build all the drawers, and we had stacks and stacks and stacks of drawers. Now, as soon as the cabinet comes through, we find the drawer parts necessary, and we build that drawer right before the project gets wrapped. This is our final assembly bench here. So cabinet doors go on, final quality control check, we confirm the hardware is working, we confirm it has everything, and then we wrap it using the strapping machine here. Foam on the face, and then this is automatic strapping machine. And then this is one of our favorite inventions. This is the flipper. So the flipper, I think some of you have seen it in another video. You slide the entire cabinet on here, and then you can put your foot down on this, and then this is a gas actuated device that really carefully drops the cabinet down to floor level. So this came about because people kept hurting their backs. These cabinets can get really heavy if they have 4 or 5 drawers. They can be, 100 pounds. So this is a really easy way for us to build something that was able to reduce strain on the workers. I don't remember exactly where it came from. I can't take credit for the idea. I saw it somewhere, I think at someone else's factory tour, and thought, that's a really cool idea. But the solution I saw was like fully automated and very expensive. So I said to my engineer, hey, we got a budget of a couple $100, and that includes wheels and the gas struts. Please make me something that's going to function like this. And to their credit, they did an awesome job. We've been using this now for, I think, almost 3 years, and it's been a back saver completely. After the cabinets hit the ground, we transfer them directly to our pallet and our strapping machine for wrapping for shipping. So everything's very tight in this area. Definitely with the flow of doing the drawers in conjunction with assembly has been awesome. It just meant that there's no excess inventory, no wasted motion for the drawers.
Hi, I'm Ted. I'm from D3 Cabinet. I've been working here for about a year. I'm currently working in the assembly area. The favorite thing about working here is that I feel like my employer actually cares about me and not just using me as a tool to just get work done. Yeah, one of the improvements that we made over here is the cover lid for gallery rail. So we've been having some issue where we forgot to put the gallery rail inside the drawer. So what happened is that right now we put a physical barrier over here, a cover with a sign saying gallery rail required, so that whenever we build drawers, before we put the metal bracket inside the drawers, we'll have to grab a pair of gallery rail and put it inside the cabinet so that when we are assembling it, we're not going to forget about it.
Hi, my name's Tina. I am the Customer Success Manager here for D3 Custom Cabinets. I've been in the millwork industry for about 10 years now, and with D3 for almost 5 years. So I found one of the largest benefits of adopting a lean culture here has been kind of unifying the company with a common culture and goals. One of the ways that we've implemented lean in the office is by instituting a checklist for engineering our orders. So now if an error does occur, we can focus on the process and not necessarily like a mistake that the person made who was processing the order. And it's helped us to really almost eliminate mistakes entirely.
Working for a lean company, quite a big change from what I'm used to working for places that have got more of a dictatorship type of running. So getting into a lean company, you got the freedom to improve whatever you want, fix what bugs you. And the biggest thing is there's no limitation to what you can and can't fix, even if it's not something that I have to deal with directly on a daily basis. If I see somebody else battling with something, I can help them with that. And it's all about just getting the improvements done, speeding up the process, and making a better place for everyone to work in. And no lean tour is complete without a tour of the bathrooms. Okay, guys, ready for a bathroom tour? So this is the standard that we keep our bathrooms or washrooms, depending on what you want to call it. So if you come inside, we have everything is in its place and a photo where it goes. Our garbage stomper with a photo behind it. Bins, everything has been taken off the floor for cleaning purposes, so we can mop underneath everything. Nothing is in the way. Quick and easy mopping section. This section over here, everything is labeled, hand soap, corners for that, Windex and Lysol, gloves for cleaning, extra hand towel for the drying your hands, extra toilet rolls, as well as a process of where to find the replacements. And there we have our bathroom cleaning process. Done, ready, available for anybody that needs to do it.
Now, I want to take a moment. I want to show you the best tool I've ever purchased. Let's go. Is it my amazing sanding robot? No. Is it my edge bander? No. Is it the CNC machine? No. Here it is, the best tool I ever got. $200 laminator from Staples. So with this tool, I've been able to empower my team to take ownership of their areas and make really high quality professional signage and notices. The laminator evolved over time to our labeling station. The labeling station here, we have a Brother label printer for smaller labels. We have Kanbans, we have Gemba docs showing everything we need to have standardized documentation throughout the factory. And of course, we have all of our spare labels and our laminating pouches here, all with Kanban cards for ordering. So makes it really easy for the team to dive in, take ownership, and eliminate barriers to entry for doing lean improvements.
Hi guys, my name is Rodrigo. I have been working in D3 company for over 3 years. I have more than 16 years experience in the cabinetry market. So since I started working in this D3, we have been doing daily improvements that improves a lot the way how we have been producing cabinets and cabinet parts. So that also affect our personal lives. So daily I have been implementing some systems that could make me use the Kanban concept in the way how I do my groceries and everything. So we can see how all the positive changes we have been seeing happening here in the factory motivate us to keep implementing the lean culture every day. Sometimes finding ideas for improvements can be very challenging. So we had the idea to create the board and everyone can write down their ideas, and can be for any departments. So if one of our colleagues is walking around a department and they have an idea for improvements, they can write down on board, and then that can be used by everyone in the company. In our improvement board, we have our criteria for improvements, and also we have a QR code for specific material supplies. So you don't have an idea, you can go to the board and use one of the cards.
So morning meetings are one of these constants through all lean companies. It seems the morning meeting is a great starting point, and for us is no exception. We do things a little bit differently, and I'll explain why. So our meeting starts at 9:30. The reason it starts at 9:30 is we run flexible hours here at D3 Custom Cabinets. So our shop is open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And my team, I have an expectation that everyone is working 8 hours, but they have the freedom and flexibility to start later or start earlier and leave earlier. I, as the owner, can do whatever I want. I can take off when I want. If I have a doctor's appointment, I don't have to ask. I could just go. And for me, when my dad started the company, he ran this way, and he's handed that down to me as a people-centric idea of leadership. And I thought it was really important to continue that tradition. And so, yeah, we run flexible hours. We do our more improvement time before our meeting. So at 9 o'clock, we start with improvements. Then we have half an hour of improvements till 9:30. At 9:30, we all meet up here in our office and we go through our morning meeting. Our morning meeting is inspired a lot by 2-Second Lean and the team at FastCap. We have less focus on production, much more focus on discussion and education. So we talk a lot about lean education, but we also talk about all kinds of different things. But we have a really diverse group of people that work with us, and there's lots of opportunity for cross-cultural learning. So at least once a week, we try and do a cultural exchange. We also talk about history, philosophy, and psychology as well. A lot of those tidbits that I've picked up over the years, they actually all relate a lot to lean. So I try and keep our education scope really quite broad. I really wanted to drive it home to the team that it's not just about lean at work. It's about learning. I want people to learn within my organization and grow. Some people love it, some people not so much. But if I can change someone's life at some point by something that I've said during a morning meeting, it's all worth it, and I'll continue to do that every day. One of the other cool things that we do here is our book club. So in other lean organizations, I've seen a company-wide thing where they review a chapter every morning, and I tried that, but buy-in was really difficult. We weren't getting a lot of people engaging in a big group. So what I like to do is have breakout sessions. So we do a book club every week, and it rotates through a couple of different groups, and it's a one-on-one session with me and usually one of the other leadership team, just to really make sure that everyone's fully grasping, understanding, comfortable speaking in a smaller group with their peers. Right now, Tom Hughes, thank you so much. We are doing Improvement Starts with I in 2 of our groups. And Ryan, your next, Lean Made Simple, is up on deck. So I appreciate your wisdom and sharing all these tidbits with everyone in the Lean community. And then I kind of take all that wisdom that I've gained from them, and I put that back into the Monday morning meeting every week. So doing that, it's every Friday. It's been a real blessing for us and the team, and really a key driver of engagement. Thanks everyone. I really hope you enjoyed the tour as much as we did making it for you. It was a great opportunity to showcase the exciting things we've done with the flow and the awesome things that we're doing with our team, and also highlighted a lot of opportunity for us. We recognized while we're making it, hey, this is a journey. We still have a long way to go, but it's a fun one and it's exciting. So thank you again.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Just love it. Just love it. Well done, Sam. Incredible, incredible. And I love the fact that at the end of it, you said that while you were doing this video, it really brought it out to you, the opportunities to improve even further. And I think that that's a key thing to all of these tours that we do, that everyone who says it, it's an inspiration to the whole team to get better and better and better. And I think that's fantastic. Alex, thoughts on Sam?
Like I said, he's a hidden gem of 2-second lean over here. But one thing that he totally gets, Sam, you totally get it, is you're developing your people. You have the club, learning club or book club. Then you every week, I understand, you also stop and give him some different kind of information or training on different topics besides the morning meeting. Is that correct?
That's right. So we have we just started our second group is starting up soon, and it alternates every Friday. So again, that's kind of driven by that push versus pull idea. So it's kind of by invite only. Like, hey guys, I'm not going to force this on you. If you want to learn, if you want to grow, great. One of the things that I really took from Tom Hughes' book was the head, hands, and heart method for compensation. So instead of just saying, "Oh, hey, you've been here another year, here's $1 an hour extra." No, if you participate in the book club, if I can see you doing the improvements, if you're leading the meetings, that's what I'm going to reward. So that's been a really key element for what we're trying to do is focus on the people. If you want to grow, if you want to get more money out of for yourself, if you want to bring more to the table, if you want to learn as a person, great. I'll spend the time and the effort on that. If you don't want to participate, then you stay static, and that's fine. Not everyone's going to buy in 100%. And that's okay. It's the ball's in their court. The buffet is available. If you don't want to eat, that's fine. So, and what we've also found is that that's a great way of the company and the staff self-selecting, right? If they don't want to participate, oh, it's getting a little awkward here, and I see everyone else participating, but I don't really want to, and then they usually leave. So it's a great way to kind of make sure the team is fully aligned.
It is, absolutely. Okay, we've got a question from Josh about your book club. What time of the day do you actually meet? Is it lunchtime?
No, so it's right after the morning meeting. So on Fridays, morning meeting usually wraps up like 9:50, 10 o'clock. And then we'll do the book club for usually about an hour. And again, it's a small group. It's 4 or 5 people.
Yeah. So here's I've got one question. Sorry, Alex. Because you run flexible starting and stop times.
Yes.
Obviously, you've got certain key processes within your business. From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., does that mean you've trained all the people to run the processes so that they're very flexible and they can keep those processes going for 12 hours?
As I was watching the video for probably like the 15th time in this meeting, I was like, oh yeah, I never explained that. So all of the staff, they're all cross-trained. So one example is Melissa, who runs a CNC machine. She lives quite far away, so she'll start at 6 in the morning. She'll fire up both CNCs, get them going. We're not at like complete capacity on either machine, but parts are still flowing from about 6:15 in the morning. When Diego, the operator, comes in at 9 o'clock, then we ramp right up. Melissa then leaves at 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then the machines keep going until 5 at a lower capacity. So that kind of came from the goal, Alaya Goldrat. I think I'm saying that right. But the idea is that, they don't have to run it at maximum capacity. As long as they're running, as long as parts are flowing through, it's good. We get actually, an extra few hours a day of, even if it's 50% capacity, that's still a huge benefit for the machinery and the throughput. So awesome. Everyone's cross-trained.
Yeah, and the fact is, you probably haven't balanced every single step to be exactly the same. So you've got some areas that may take a little bit longer than others. So then you just stop producing and then help out with that to make sure you got flow continually through the
exactly
process.
Like in every process, I wish it could be a true like one cabinet comes out of the machine at the same time as one cabinet is being wrapped, but like that's not how that works. So you always have to have a little bit of buffer. But we've tried to eliminate, like I said in the video, we used to have carts in between each station, which are acting as the buffer, and buffers in between every station. And I just said, well, this doesn't make sense. Let's just have one buffer. So we kind of have our like machining process, buffer, assembly, buffer, shipping. And that kind of experimentation with that's really worked out for us, so that we can maintain like a steady flow of cabinets, even if we're short in the morning or short in the afternoon in terms of staff.
Okay, so I've got one question before I get to Alex, and Alex, I know, has got a couple of things he wants to talk about. I think this is Paddy under Allison's name. Do you also have kitchen fitters? If so, do you have the same culture with the guys off site?
Great question. So that ultimately was, a decision that I made in 2021. We were a full supply and install company. So we would go to site, we would deliver, we would do measurements, all that stuff. And there's so much waste in the industry, like bananas. Before I could even start to cut a project, it'd be like a month of back and forth consulting the customer, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know how to solve that because those were outside of my control. So we pivoted the business hard into e-commerce. So now everything's on our platform. It's up to the builder to place the order. And then when they place the order, then we start to go. So everything that I could make lean is within my factory. And yeah, we don't have any fitters anymore. I realize, honestly, it's not that profitable trying to do both. So really focus on your strengths. I decided that we could use contractors if we did installs, but install is risky. Install is uncontrolled, and install has water pipes behind walls that you hit with a screw, and then you flood apartments.
Absolutely.
Ask me how I know. I've done it. Yeah, we just said, we're really, really good at manufacturing. We're going to stick with that. And then we pivoted the whole business model to that.
It takes me back to a few years ago. I worked with a company did freight elevator doors, and their whole premise was that they got all the information from the customer right first time. Previously to doing the Kaizen, they were getting all sorts of misinformation, and they were making stuff and it was wrong. And then we decided
it's really hard to do that.
Yeah, go up to the front, get a website going, and get them to implement all of the details they need straight away, and that way they double check. And fantastic.
We as industry professionals know, you should have a filler between a cabinet and a wall, but the designers don't. So trying to educate them, like every single kitchen was a mission, and I just said, this is not what we want to do. So
no, okay, Alex, you've got a couple of things to ask.
I've got a couple of questions, because Sam is amazing what he showed here, but he's a success story today. He probably would not be here if he didn't have an aha moment, Sam. At one point, you were saying you were pushing instead of pulling.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, you had an aha moment. And I mean, not hundreds, thousands of companies go through this journey and they fail, they give up. And so can you explain what was that aha moment, how you managed to see that you were doing it wrong, and what was the adjustments you did? Can you give some examples and elaborate on that?
I sure can.
People out there that are struggling, saying, this hell with this lean thing, it's not for me. This is for Toyota only.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I'm going to answer your question, but I'm going to answer the question that you asked yesterday in the chat, which was, have you ever thought of giving up and stopping? The answer to that is no. It was reading Paul's book and learning more about 2-second lean and lean in general. I like to think that I'm a pretty logical guy, and looking at how it's structured, I'm like, this makes complete logical sense. If you improve a little bit every single day, then therefore you will improve, you'll improve everything all the time. So why, that's the way. So I've never thought about quitting. I've thought about changing strategy all the time. So I'm never going to not do lean. It's just how you get there changes from time to time. But the core principle of continuous improvement and empowering the people, that doesn't change. I think for me, if I can be transparent, honest, and vulnerable to everyone, Richard and I, we've been talking about doing this AME tour for almost a better part of a year.
Yep.
And I was all gung ho after when I first contacted. Yeah, we're gonna do a tour and stuff. And then I was looking around, going, actually, maybe I'm not
ready.
Good. I'm not ready. We've got a whole bunch of equipment coming, and my staff isn't engaged. They get it, but they don't really care. So that was, it was actually the AME tour, which was the catalyst to go, I'm doing this wrong. And then like I said, Tom Hughes's book was really inspirational. When I read that about candor, about consistency, about leadership, I went, yeah, okay, I'm forcing people to do this, and that's not going to work. I'm constantly getting resistance. People see that their thoughts are, I'm trying to get them to work harder. And I'm like, no, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this so that you don't have to work harder. We can produce more, get more money, so I can pay you more. So, I'm doing all this for you. I'm not driving around in a Maserati. I have no interest in that. I'm trying to build a company that cares about its staff. And so trying to explain that, in a different way. Again, it's a journey. I don't have complete buy-in even today. But, it's growing. It's gaining momentum over time. So I would say the key point is that, the strategy might change, but the core principle does not. Yeah.
Incredible.
Does that answer your question? Sorry, it's a bit of a roundabout way there.
that you never give up. And the second question, I mean, you're connecting the flows so closely together. It's amazing. I've never seen that. You know, there's companies that have, you know, 15 yards away and they're thinking, should I move the machine or not? And here you're talking about inches, and you're like, and you said the seventh rearrangement of machines in your company. So that's amazing. Then I see the organizer with the lights where you put all the different materials to make that easy.
Incredible.
So all of this takes money.
Mhm.
You say to company, and the benefits are there. We went from 10 to 30 cabinets per day. So we're not even discussing if it's worth it or not. But how do you explain someone in a company that is always hesitating to do an improvement that might cost them a little more than just cutting the foam and doing paint?
Yep.
When you're going in that level, second, third, fourth level, right, of improvements, and has to put some cash on the table in your series about lean, what would you tell that person? How could he?
Great question.
Awesome question. So, how much does a screwdriver cost? Right?
Couple of dollars.
Couple bucks. So early on in our journey, we were talking about tools in the factory. We had a guy who, our factory is 100 feet long. And we had a guy every single day that would need a screwdriver. And he was at the back of the shop. And he would walk all the way to the front of the shop, grab a screwdriver and walk all the way back, do his thing, and then walk all the way back to put it away. And we realized that timing him and, you know, doing the math on it, this screwdriver was like $3,000 a year, just for him to walk back and forth to get the tool. So, you know, on a small sense, you know, how much is a drill? A couple $100. Is it, you know, is it better to have a different drill for every single bit? Yeah, I can mathematically prove that it is based on the time it takes to switch bits out all the time. It takes money to do this. The thing like the LED sorting, I did the math on it. It cost $10,000 to get that implemented from our barcode scanning. It was like a module that I purchased. But that's saving like quite literally hours per day of people sorting cabinets and struggling and reading. And what we found as well, the added benefit is now we're not getting parts in the wrong bins. The assembly guy knows, yeah, everything's ready. If the light's green, I can go for it. After we implemented, I did another time study, like a follow-up time study. The ROI on $10,000, it's like 14 months.
Yep.
So like, yeah, it is absolutely worth it. Move the machines. Anytime I've condensed a work cell, you run the calculation. Moving a machine, a couple grand, a couple $1,000 versus how much time you're going to save. And every single time, it's been, you know, less than 24 months that I'd see benefit. And also, when you do that, you gain that benefit forever.
For the rest of your life. Absolutely.
For the rest of the company's history.
Yep.
You know, now if we move the factory, I would never not have a U-shaped cell like I have set up. And in fact, if I had unlimited funds, I would have 2, maybe 3 of these things, because it's, you know, having that operator, you know, being in time with that machine. A sheet of material is 5 minutes, 30 seconds to cut. That operator can take those parts, dowel it, and edge band in the same 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So,
yep. So
just because they're right next to each other.
If you don't buy your Maserati, you can put your next U-shaped cell in, Sam.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
All right, I've got a question from Josh, which is quite an interesting one. I love this one. When you have your morning meeting and 3S time, do you shut down the phones and customer service during those times?
No. So 3S time or morning improvement time and meeting time are sacred. So in our opinion, there's no such thing as a cabinet emergency. You know, if someone has a true problem, they can probably wait 30 minutes while we have a meeting to ensure consistency. So the meeting for us takes precedence overall.
So how do you let your customers know that you're tied up and you'll get back to them within 30 minutes? Is there any way that your voice message does that, or they
Not
just leave a
really,
message?
but most of our communications by email. So our
Okay.
customers know, like, if I call, I might not get through to someone who can help right away. But if I do email support, that goes into a queue that the whole office staff can see, and it's dealt with really quick. So we don't shut down the phone system, but we're just all occupied for 30 minutes, and
Which is great. Which is great because everybody hears the same message all the while, which is fantastic. Do you rotate your morning meeting leaders?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. So we find the meeting, it kind of gets a bit stale after a couple of weeks. So what we do is every few weeks when we change the agenda, the leadership team will lead for a week, and then we rotate through the rest of the staff every day. So,
okay.
It's important that you don't you're not always talking about the same stuff. We had a gratitude question. What are you proud of? What and then we did that for a couple of weeks, and now we're like, okay, leader, tell us about your hobbies. Let's get to know each other in a little bit more connected way. So
it's about growing people, right? So
yeah.
what do you do with the people who initially are very shy and they don't want to do it?
We haven't had anyone who doesn't really want to do it. There's some people that get really nervous about it, and usually before the meeting, if I think this person's going to struggle, I'll take my improvement time before the meeting, and I'll kind of sit down with them, or I'll ask one of the other leaders to sit down with them and kind of guide them through. Hey, what's the secret to public speaking? Imagine everyone naked. Those kind of things. So to kind of take the edge off stuff. So again, it's about coaching. It's about building. I did have one person come up to me, after a meeting a couple months ago and saying, "Hey, I was really, really nervous, but it wasn't so bad." And I got the information across, and they actually, honestly, they did such a fantastic job. It was so well prepared. I recorded their next meeting because it was like better than I could do explaining some of the lean concepts. So that shows to me the system's working.
After they did that, they felt much better about themselves.
100%.
And so much confidence grows in
Absolutely.
you. It really does. Okay, we're at the 53 minutes past the hour. We don't want to keep everybody too long, so no more questions are coming on the chat. If you're okay, Alex, I'd like to just keep the session going. Go ahead.
What is the turnover? How many people leave the company a year? I mean, what is the percentage? Because if I'm there, I would love to work, and many have the problem that they're not motivating their people, and they leave because they get bored. But with your system, it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, everybody's engaged. I wonder how many people have you had leave the company?
Not many. And they left because I'm talking like one or two every year, but they left not because they were let go. They left because they recognized this isn't the place for me. And that's, again, it's about self-selection from lean. So, hey, you're not going to participate? No problem. I'm not going to criticize you for not participating, but I'm also not going to help you, and I'm not going to grow you. You're just going to stay here, and that's okay. If that's where you want to be, no problem. But you don't get the benefits of membership and all the other stuff. So, it seems, maybe that seems passive aggressive when I say it out loud like that, but I'm hiring people because they want to be here. I'm paying you half an hour a day, so 2.5 hours a week to make your job easier and better. Like, you're being paid. I'm not forcing you to do this. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. Like, find somewhere else then. So that's been, I don't have an HR department per se. The culture is the HR department.
Fantastic. I love to work there.
Change the people or
John,
change the people.
You're exactly right. Change your people or change your people.
It's incredible. Sam, on behalf of AME and Alex and Paul and the rest of our audience, thank you so much for
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
D3 cabinets with us. It was incredible. You are an incredible leader, and
thank you.
It's great. You're one of the 2% of the 2%, my friend. So it's really cool. Okay, a big thank you to Sam and the team from Richmond, BC, Canada. Really impressive with everything that you've done.
Brought to you by AME and paulakers.net, where you can find all my books and resources on my website, paulakers.net, for free. You can even get my new app, 2 Second Lean Play, where I have all my books available in 9 languages in the audio format, designed for you to listen while you work and play at paulakers.net or Lean Play.